You're back with Countdown on Bloomberg and our special report on football and finance. Real Madrid has become the first team in any sport to generate more than 400 million euros in revenue. The Spanish giants topping this year's list of richest clubs compiled by the accounting firm Deloitte. Now, despite its lack of titles on the field, the Madrid club has been crowned football's biggest moneymaker for the fifth straight year here. Now, arch rivals Barcelona coming in second, and that's thanks to them winning the Champions League and doing the Spanish double in one season. Man United dropping to third. The weakness of the pound responsible here, Deloitte finding that the combined revenue of the top 20 football teams was nearly 4 billion euros, and that was higher than a year earlier. Now, despite the economic crisis, the author of the report saying that the figures do prove people would rather ditch their shopping than their football.
I think people still really want their football, and almost even more in bad times than they do in good times. It's a break. It's something different. It's something that you can be more irrational about, more passionate about, and takes you out of the day-to-day problems of the economics. So it would be silly to think that football is completely unaffected by it, but I think it's come through pretty well. One of the great indicators of that to me is that people are still going through the gates, still going to the games, the attendances are still pretty good.
Dan Jones from the English Premier League's accountant, Deloitte there. Now, we're joined by another of the people who helped to put that report together. He's Mark Roberts. He's Deloitte's senior sport manager. Mark, now, Real can't win a trophy, it would seem here. They can't even buy one, it would seem, as well at the same time, but it doesn't stop them from topping this list.
No, they've done really well. I mean, the clubs in Spain have individual broadcast deals rather than the collective deal that you see in the English Premier League. So certainly Real and Barcelona have managed to get some significant broadcasting revenues into their business. Real's broadcasting alone is bigger than the 11 to 20 on our Football Money League. Their broadcasting revenue alone is bigger than that. So despite on-pitch challenges, shall we say, the revenue through broadcasting and commercial is pretty strong.
Do teams then, let's say in England, look at these particular TV rights deals and say, well, someone like Man United goes, maybe we should do it on our own as well?
I think the collective deal within the UK has been there for a number of years, and it's proven to be a very strong deal. And the spread of English clubs in the league demonstrates that the revenue generation from other aspects of the business, match day particularly, is still quite a strong influence. But in terms of broadcasting, I still think the collective deal is seen as the way forward.
Well, what does it do for balance sheets then? Let's say you've only got the top two Spanish teams, but what about the others? Is there a huge gulf then between them and the likes of Valencia, for instance?
Yeah, as I say, England has 7 clubs on the list, only 2 from Spain, and the next Spanish club is in with that sort of 20 to 30 bracket, and I think the revenues, I think it's Atletico Madrid, so the revenues there would be maybe about a sort of quarter of the ones that Real Madrid are generating, so there is a significant gap there.
What about the Germans? 5 from the Bundesliga in there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, strong performance across all revenue streams. Clubs generate a significant amount, again, through their match day, and the commercial side of the German clubs is quite strong. Now,
we've seen the trials and tribulations at Portsmouth of late, the club going to voluntary administration, but what about the balance sheets of British clubs right now, or English clubs, I should say, and generally talking about those on the continent too?
I think the fundamentals, certainly on the revenue side, and the Football Money League concentrates on revenue generation, the fundamentals for revenue generation, long-term broadcasting deals, long-term commercial deals, strong match day, strong demand for the live product, the fundamentals are still quite strong.
But is that just for the top clubs? That's the point here.
If you look across the Premier League as a whole, then attendances, capacity utilisation, the amount of attendances compared to capacity, that's still quite strong at 95–96%, so still very strong performance. Mark,
if I talk to you this time next year, for instance, will we have seen the pool get even bigger on the revenue side?
Yes, there's a new deal in terms of UEFA and the Champions League, and a lot of these clubs participate in the Champions League. There's a new broadcasting and commercial deal involved with UEFA, so we could see some small growth as we've seen this year.
Mark, thank you very much indeed. Mark Roberts from Deloitte there.